conversation really between Zinedine Zidane and Lionel Messi, two of the greats to play the game, and they were two of the best number 10s in terms of the number 10 of all time really, and they were actually discussing themselves that that the number 10 is dying, 4-3-3, where's the number 10, stuff like that. And it made me think, maybe they're onto something. Is that iconic number 10, the shirt number 10, which has been made so iconic by the likes of Messi, Zidane, Maradona, Pele, all these guys have wore the number 10 shirt. It used to weigh so much. The number 10 was the guy, he was the man. When the chips were down, you give it to the number 10 and he will do something for your team. But as that died, we're going to have a look today. So, we're going to look at every Premier League club's number 10. I'm going to put them in the tiers so we can decide, has the number 10 really died, or is it still around in some form? So, here are the tiers. We have football heritage. To quote the main man Jose Mourinho, this is for the guys who are fulfilling the number 10 role to perfection. They are the main guy, they are the guy when the chips are down, they step up and they perform like a true number 10. We have a deserved, someone who, they deserve to be the number 10. Maybe they're not football heritage, but they deserve that 10 shirt. Meh. Someone who, I'm a bit undecided on if they actually deserve that or not. Sometimes they can do step up as the number 10, sometimes not. Undeserved, someone who does not really deserve to be holding the weight of that shirt and change the number. Someone who definitely should not be the number 10 and needs to get off that iconic number 10 shirt. So, let's have a look and let's rank the number 10s. So we start off with Brentford, whose number 10 is Josh Da Silva. Josh Da Silva, for me, change the number, mate. You're doing a disservice to that number 10 by wearing that. No disrespect to Da Silva, he's a solid player and all, but he's not even one of Brentford's best players, I would say. He's struggled a bit with injuries since they've come up from the Prem. He's had some good moments, but as I said, he's not even one of Brentford's best players. He doesn't strike me as that number 10 guy. I feel like, a Brian Mbuemo or a Wisa, even these guys would be more of a number 10 than him. And yeah, just change the number. Nottingham Forest is Morgan Gibbs-White, and I think this is deserved. I think that's deserved for Gibbs-White. He is the number 10 for Forest, and I think he deserves to be the number 10. We saw last season he stepped up a lot in the big moments towards the back end of last season. He can produce those moments of magic. He works after the team. He is definitely one of the talisman and best players for Forest, so I think he deserves that 10 shirt. Emi Buendia, I would say is deserved as well. I don't know. I'm going to put him in meh, actually. I'm going to put him in meh. Not because he's been bad. I think, he's been injured, of course, this season. But he definitely has that ability to play like the number 10, produce a bit of magic, be that creative spark. But, we've only seen glimpses of it at Villa, not really consistently. And there are other players in that team, like a Diaby now, who has joined, who maybe you could argue could take that number 10 shirt off him. But I think, we'll have to see what he's like when he comes back from injury. Right now, I'll probably say he's a bit meh in terms of that number 10 role for Aston Villa. Alright, the number 10 shirt for Palace is Eberechi Eze. Now, this might be a bit controversial, but I'm actually saying football heritage. Eze for me is, while while he's not a Messi or Zidane, he does act like that number 10, and he gives that shirt justice. He is well and truly the superstar, the main guy of that Palace team. Everything goes through him. He is the guy who, when they need something to happen, he'll produce something. If he's not on it, nothing's going to happen. Everything goes through him. He is the star boy of Palace, the main guy in attack. Comes up with some big goals, big assists, as he showed last season and has continued this season. So for me, he gives that number 10 shirt justice. It's all relative, you know. Obviously compared to, as I said, the likes of Messi, Pele, you know, he's not a football heritage, but relative to Palace, he does that shirt justice, so I'm giving him football heritage. Arnaud Danjuma is the number 10 for Everton, and I mean, this one's a bit hard because he's just joined and just come in as the number 10, so it feels a bit hard saying it's undeserved because, you know, he's just joined, but I mean it kind of is. He's just come into the club and taken the number 10 role. I mean, I'm not sure who else would take that number 10 shirt in Everton's squad, so that's why I'm not going to say change the number, but from what I've seen so far, I mean, he doesn't really strike me as a number 10 guy. He's going to bail out his team like that or do anything of note. He's not really done much for Everton, so right now I would say it's undeserved for him to hold that shirt. Emil Smith-Rowe, yeah, you got to change the number, son. You've got to change the number, unfortunately. Now, when he was granted the number 10 role, when I think he signed a new contract, back then I would have said, you know, that's deserved. He was one of Arsenal's best players. He looked like he was going to become a football heritage number 10, a proper number 10, step up for his team. But he has just, you know, plateaued in the recent years, and now is at the point where he's not a regular starter for the team. You can't have your number 10 not being a regular starter. Martin Odegaard, for me, is by far and away the number 10 in that side. Or it's Bukayo Saka, or even Gabriel Martinelli. All of these guys are ahead of Smith-Rowe in my opinion, and I think he needs to relinquish that number 10 and give it to someone who actually is the number 10. James Maddison, on the other hand, football heritage. It's only been a short spell, him as number 10 for Spurs, but he has lived up to that role superbly. So far this season, been their best player by miles, stepped up with goals and assists in big games, big moments, consistently, week in, week out. Everything goes through him. He's going to be a big miss now that he's injured, but he is definitely football heritage and living up to the weight of the number 10 shirt. Alright, Benson is the number 10 for Burnley. Yeah, change the number some. Nothing harsh on Benson, to be honest. Actually, you know what, let's go undeserved. To be honest, I don't think anyone at Burnley is capable of holding that number 10 shirt, so that's what I'm going to say is undeserved, because he hasn't done much. No one at Burnley has done much, and as I said, no one at Burnley really justifies them for number 10. I think they should do what Wolves are doing right now, just have no number 10. As you can see, Wolves are not on here, because Potence was it, they sold him and didn't give it to anyone else, so yeah, Burnley, just scrap the number 10 please. Alexis McAllister is the number 10 for Liverpool. Interesting one. I'm gonna say it's meh. Obviously he's just come in as the new number 10, and I think we're gonna have to wait and see on this one, see how he does. Right now he's been okay for Liverpool, but doesn't strike me as the number 10 type right now for Liverpool, especially the way he's playing. I mean, he's certainly not playing like a number 10, playing in a much deeper role, so hasn't really had that ability to impact games like a number 10 would. I think there are maybe other players who deserve it in that side. Salah's number 11, so I guess he's not going to be at number 10, but maybe at Diaz I would prefer to have him number 10 maybe over him, but we'll see see. I'll give McAllister time to prove that he can be a number 10. Lucas Paquetá. So Lucas Paquetá holds the number 10 jersey at West Ham, and this one's tough. I think I'm gonna go deserved. I was close to going for Ball Heritage, but I think we'll go deserved. Paquetá has stepped up. He has stepped up as the number 10 for West Ham. Started off last year a little bit slow, but slowly developed, especially this season has come up with a lot of big moments, big goals for West Ham. Did well in the Conference League run as well, did a really good job in the final, so I think he deserves to be the West Ham number 10. Not quite football heritage for me, just because I feel like, sometimes I want to see him really step up and really be the main guy for West Ham, because right now I feel like that's Jared Bowen's team a bit more than Paqueta's team. So for number 10, that needs to be your team. Like Eze and Madison is their team. I can't say West Ham is Paqueta's team just yet, so he's undeserved for me. Anthony Gordon is the number 10 for Newcastle, and based on his performances this season, I'm going to say it's deserved as well. He has been really, really good for Newcastle this season so far. Stepped up, played really, really well, got some goals, got some assists, and to be fair, I'm looking at that Newcastle team. I'm not sure who else would be that number 10, so I'm fine with Gordon being it as long as he continues this form. Okay, this one could be a bit of a controversial one. Marcus Rashford. Rashford is the number 10 for Man United. This is interesting. I think I'm gonna go meh. Now, if you asked me this last season, I would have said deserved, maybe even football heritage. But this year he's not been good. He has not been good at all. He has been really, really bad. And your number 10 doesn't have to be amazing every game, but your number 10 shouldn't really be doing as bad as Rashford has done. He has hit away in a couple big games. Last season, to be fair, he stepped up. He stepped up in those big games, stepped up in some big moments, carried his team at points, but this season has been really, really bad. And not, if it's based on this season alone, change the number, you cannot be wearing that number 10 shirt putting in performances like that. However, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll just say he's on a bad run of form, so I'm going to put him in meh. And also at the United team, he's probably the best option to have that number 10 shirt. I don't see anyone else taking it. Alright, Sheffield United, Cameron Archer. I think this is Cameron Archer. We'll go meh as well. Similar thing to Burley, because I don't think many people deserve the number 10 role. But to be fair, Cameron Archer is probably Sheffield's best player. So, yeah, he's only just come in. Scored a couple goals. Sure, meh. Mudryk. Change the number. Now, Mudryk has been better this season. I'll give him that. But he definitely does not deserve that number 10 jersey, and has not done it justice at all in his Chelsea career. There's plenty of better candidates. Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling. Definitely those two. Christopher Nkunku as well are all ahead of him for me as that number 10 jersey. Mudryk, definitely not. He's not a starter anymore, really. Only had a couple decent games throughout his Chelsea career. Please, just change that number, mate, please. Tom McKinney is the number 10 for Fulham. Change the number. Unfortunate one for him. But just because he doesn't play week in, week out regularly for Fulham, you can't have your number 10 not starting every game. Your number 10 really needs to be starting every game as the main someone like Willian, even Harry Wilson, deserve that number 10 jersey for me instead of Tom Kenny. Julio Enciso, or Enciso, for Brighton. I'm gonna say, this one's tough. I think I'll go Meh. I'll go Meh simply because, I mean, the number 10 for me is Karim Adoma, but I think he's number 7, so I understand him taking that. But I was going to say undeserved or change the number, but I don't see many other candidates besides Mitoma, and I guess Ansu Fati, but he's only on loan. You can take that 10 jersey at Brighton, and in Cisco, he had some really good moments last year, looks really promising, has been injured, so I can't really judge him this year, because he's been injured for the whole season, so similar sort of situation I guess to Emi Buendia, we'll just put him in Meh. Corley Woodrow, mate, what is that? Change the number. Corley Woodrow has no chance. You should be wearing that iconic number 10 jersey for Luton in the Prem. Ryan Christie, yeah, change the number as well. I don't think Christie's actually that bad. It's just, I think there's plenty of other candidates. I think Dom Solanke, I mean he's for number 9, but Solanke, the new boys Sinistera, Dango Kutara, Cliver, I think these guys are much more suited. Semenyo, even Alex Scott to that number 10 role than Ryan Christie, so I think he needs to give up that shirt number. And finally we have Jack Grealish. This is an interesting one. I think, I don't know. I think Grealish is a bit meh. Now, he plays like a number 10, like he has that sort of number 10 aura where, you know, he likes dribbling and drifting in and looks like a nice flashy player. However, in terms of what a number 10 does, which I said before, you're the main guy for your team. You step up when they need it. Big moments. You carry your team at points. Everything goes for you. I can't really apply any of that to Grealish, to be honest. But that's not to say like he's bad as a number 10. It's just I don't think I can apply any of those to him. Mainly because Man City have so many other good players. I don't think it's quite undeserved because I think he has done enough in his City career, like he showed last season, to take that shirt. And also, you know, I would give it to De Bruyne probably, but clearly I don't think De Bruyne wants that. And then besides De Bruyne, maybe Bernardo, maybe Alvarez take the number 10, but yeah, that's what I think is a bit meh, because there's not too many obvious candidates to take it off him, and he has, you know, had some decent moments, but just hasn't really had those iconic number 10 carry your team moments. So that is my number 10 tier list. Clearly quite a few number 10s are not fit to wear the shirt, and the only two proper number 10s for me are Eberle JS and James Maddison in the league. So I think Messi and Zidane were right. I think that jersey, the number 10 jersey, is dying, and the role of a number 10 is dying, unfortunately. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Maybe I should do a all-time number 10 ranking. That could get a bit more spicier. Let me know though if you agree with these rankings, and if you have enjoyed, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in another